rather be all alone than to have my heart broken. I could live on a desert island as long as they had food, and I'd rather just waste away than to spend my life thinking about the choices that I made and how I'd change them if I could. And I'd rather be by myself than build a partnership and have it tumble to the ground when she leaves me for a life coach. I could live in solitude inside a 12-foot cell with the minimum legal provisions and maybe a ham radio. Melissa, I don't know if you'll ever fully grasp the extent to which you destroyed my life when you left me. Since that fateful night, I've had to rely on the generosity of friends who have let me sleep on their couch.
Be quiet.
I've lost self-esteem, gained self-destructive habits, but worst of all, I've built a wall of separation between myself and the outside world.
Stop.
You could have given our love one more chance, but instead, you chose to throw it away. Everything that we had built over those 11 weeks we had together during our senior year.
Shut up.
Well, I'd rather be all alone than to have to face my fears and try to love again, knowing nothing's meant to last.
Be quiet.
And I'd rather humanity gets wiped out by a virus than to have to confront my shortcomings. I could find some consolation in a post-apocalyptic urban landscape.
Be quiet. Big boys don't cry. Big boys don't cry. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. Shut up. Shut up.
Hey, girl, it looks like you told me another bullshit story again. You pulled a fast one, and I was the last one to know, and now I look like an asshole. Hey, girl, it looks like you served up another hot plate of bologna again, and I was sitting with a knife and a fork, saying, can I get seconds? You said to meet you at the soda shop and we could maybe do some hanging around. But then I waited at the soda shop and you were nowhere to be found. Oh, 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 girl, don't you know what you're doing to me when you stand me up this way? You got me begging on my hands and knees for a second date. You told me another bullshit story you cooked up another hot bowl of hogwash again. And I was sitting with my spoon in my hand, saying this looks delicious. And I'll do the dishes. Oh, 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 girl, don't you know what you're doing to me when you spin your web of lies? You got me begging on my hands and knees for one more try. Oh, hey, girl, it looks like you told me another bullshit story again. You pulled a fast one, and I was the last one to know. And now I look like an asshole. Hey, girl, it looks like you served up another hot plate of bologna again. And I was sitting with a knife and a fork, saying, can I get seconds? Oh, one more time. Hey, girl, it looks like you told me another bullshit story again. You told a stinker and then let it linger and died it up, fucking hook, line, and sinker. Hey, girl, it looks like you cooked up another hot bowl of hogwash again.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, check. Checking the mic, test 1. Computer, volume 10. Oh, shit. I hate when this happens. Check. Help. Help. Fuck. Bill Larkin. Okay. Hold on, everybody. We're going to get this fixed. This is something that happens every now and then, and I don't know why. It's got to do with properties. Or is it filters? Do you see me? Check. Does anybody see me? Do you hear me? It's Kate X says, what a terrible start. At least it'll only get better. Well, I hope. I just want clarification that you can see me and you can hear me. No. Hopeful Equinox says, Calicus says, I hope you're... Okay, I think that's it. Check. Do you see me now? I Slap Catbutt says, hi, Brisket. This is one of those rare moments when Brisket is actually awake and walking around. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get her to do something cute. You can hear the little pitter-patter of her, let's see. Can you see Brisket? Oh no. Does that mean that she's got some kind of fleas or something? She's doing a lot of tending to her areas. Okay. I don't know what's going on there, but all right, everybody. We're going to be checking in with Brisket Liz. Guitar Joe says, despite being beige, Brisket will not exit her cage. You know, that rhymes. There goes the pitter patter again. Okay, everybody. I think we're okay to start now. There's some messed up stuff, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay, so you should see me, Henry from Henry's Kitchen, and you should hear me, and there should be what appears to be a cathedral behind me. Is everything working from a technical perspective? Gumme Kende says perfect. Okay, great. Parasitosis says, you good, Henry? No, I'm not good, but that's okay because that's normal. Beanie Bobini says, Henry, like from Henry's Kitchen, yeah. Fire says, wow, your place looks beautiful. I want to say this is not my place. This is a picture that was submitted to us by our resident photographer, Dark Ages, who says, a quick shot from the Notre Dame Basilica of Montreal. They do laser light shows here at night. Well, I wish I had a basilica that did laser light shows. That's awesome. We do have a planetarium here that does that. We used to take mushrooms and go to the laser show. No, I didn't, but a lot of my friends did. In case there's some problem with saying that. Maybe they could hire Henry to play accompanying music. That would be good. I'd be fine with that. I think some Jose Suicidio music that I could cover, if Jose gives me the permission, could go nicely with a laser show. I think it'd be a nice musical underscore. Mimsy Coon says, Pearl has officially learned to hop on furniture. Well, that's very exciting. I will say that Brisket does that as well. I'll see if I can set that up. I was pretty excited to see that. Whoa, what the fuck? Beelzeby just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Okay, thank you so much, Beelzeby. That's very kind of you. We got a lot of work to do, but I think we're gonna, well, I don't know why the internet's bad all of a sudden. Can you see me and hear me okay? Okay. We're gonna try to set this situation up for Brisket. Let's see. Did that work? Royal Flush 9 says, I can't fucking even right now. Ghost in a Gutter says, aw. Beta Gamer says, that dog actually moves. Guitar Joe says, it's a Christmas miracle. It's very sweet. It just sort of happened all of a sudden. What isn't sweet is that the internet is starting to act up, which makes me nervous. Couldn't just be a normal situation. Sergeant White Pepper says it's pre-recorded. You know, it's very difficult to disprove a conspiracy theory. Beelzeby says, Henry, you have to do the whole stream from the couch now. Oh my God. Oh, well, that was great. Mimsy Coon, thanks. Mimsy Coon, I'm sure that you can teach Pearl how to jump up on you on the couch. I'll tell you the secret. You do it several times with food, and then they jump up, and then you stop giving the food, but they still jump up. So it's really kind of a disappointment for everyone involved. Philomer says, Grandma's nut butter is much better than Grandpa's butt nutter. Yeah, probably so, I would imagine. Hold on, I'm going to wash my hands because I'm going to be working with food. No offense to brisket, but I don't like to get dog juice on whatever food that I'm eating. Let's put the camera back on brisket. Brisket cam. All right, brisket's pretending like the whole thing didn't happen. There was no food and therefore it didn't happen. Okay, Philomer says Grandma's nut butter is much better than Grandpa's butt nutter. Okay, we mentioned that. Okay, all right, everybody, we need to get to work. I don't know why that keeps going like this. We've got songs, we've got chatting, and we also have a recipe. This is a recipe. Where'd it go now? Are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. Now I got to go into my history here. Grandma's cornflake peanut butter cookie recipe. This is a recipe that my grandma taught me when I was very young, so a lot of you might know, and we're not proud of it, but at the same time we're not ashamed. We think that there were probably there was some weaponization of the Justice Department against my grandma, but she spent many years in a federal detention facility as a result of accusations of white-collar crime. There was embezzlement, a couple other things, but she did get a reduced sentence for good behavior. Unfortunately, she died before the end of the sentence either way because she was very old. But she cooked in the prisoners, in order to get reduced sentences, can become volunteer for various duties, and I guess that she cooked, as she was like the prison cook for a while, and that helped. And she taught me a couple of things through the glass window, you know, when you go and talk to your relative. And one of those things was that when you're rolling dough, you have flour on the sides of the work bowl. You can actually make use of all that flour that would otherwise go unused. You can roll the flour around the corners of the work bowl, your flour ball, and that was a pretty good one. Sorry, flour ball made me laugh for some reason. And the other thing that she taught me is that there's no better weapon against a stray eggshell in your egg bowl than the eggshell itself. Use the eggshell to dip in and take out that extra eggshell. She taught me all this stuff. Okay, Royal Flush 9 says, Henry, when I'm eventually arrested, I'm going to use my one phone call on you for one more cooking lesson to reduce my sentence. Yeah, see if you can get in on that. It's very important. Okie doke. Thanks again, Beelzebub, for that wonderful gift of 5 Tier 1 subs. And also we have Calicus, who says, I hope you're okay, Henry, and subscribes. Thank you very much. I'm okay. We're gonna be okay. Beanie Bobini says, bye, Henry. What? Oh, I see. This is from earlier when we lost me for a second. Wow, there's a whole bunch of alerts here that I didn't read out, and I'd like to read them now. Fitchin' Hat, one of our longtime users, has subscribed for 46 months. Amazing. Thank you, Fitchin' Hat. And Neat says, love the new YouTube video, Henry. Yeah, there's a new video that dropped. It was previously behind a paywall on Patreon, but now it is public to the world. If you go to YouTube, Henry Phillips channel, there's a link right there in the chat. You can see Henry's Kitchen 102 Depression Potato Candy. This was recipe that has a lot of historic significance. It didn't come out very delicious, but we learned a lot. And you can see the new video there on YouTube, as well as you can see the comedy special. Hold on. Sorry about that. I've been allergic. I might be allergic to brisket. Okay, there's several things out there. You can get the new Jose Suicidio album, or watch the comedy special, or the new YouTube video, or just hang out right here on Twitch and use. All right. Thank you, Mimsy Coon and Pug Lady. Philomer says, my taste buds are mature enough to appreciate good lessons. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. And Duza says, my record got shipped today. Awesome. Yeah, I got the same notification. I'm going to have an album too. And I promise I'll hold it up. A Jose Suicidio vinyl record from ElasticStage.com. I can't wait to see it. I've never been on vinyl in any way. It's Kate X says, mine's arriving tomorrow. Oh, okay. Well, you're going to be the first one who has one. Make sure, please. I hope there's no mistakes on it anywhere. There shouldn't be. I hope it works. The Balderdash lad says, I'll try to make something half as good as those potato candies. Yes, please. Half as good is still pretty good. Except in this case. Kahuna Tuna says, 1 year. I love the album. Thank you so much, Kahuna Tuna. Thank you very much. I'll pass it on to Jose Suicidio. The Elusive Man says, watching from prison, I'm making wine in the toilet. Any prison cooking tips? Just the ones I gave about the eggshell. And Ladies Laid, thank you so much for cheering. And Lady Dina, thanks for cheering 10 bits. And Neat, thanks again. And Thitchin Hat, Lady Dina. Alexander Dean gifted a tier 1 sub to Ili. Thank you so much, Alexander Dean. I have to blow my nose. You know what? Hammy X Hams gifted us this. It's from Louisiana, and it's a blend of coffee and chicory. I didn't even know what chicory was, but the way the story goes is during the Civil War, I assume, coffee was very difficult to come by. So they had to figure out some replacement, and they started using chicory. But when suddenly coffee became available again, they got so used to the flavor of chicory that they didn't want to give it up. So they started making a blend of coffee and chicory that they still consume in Louisiana till this day. And this is just a wonderful gift, and I want to thank Hammy X Hams for giving it to me. And I had some, and it's delicious. So I'm gonna have some right now, because sometimes you have to treat yourself, right? I'll show you how I do it. I do 1 tablespoon per thing on the coffee, whatever. Okay, hold on. There's going to be some work involved. It couldn't be easy. Here, I'm going to put it on the brisket cam for a sec, because I got to empty this thing and all this shit. Alright, brisket. I wish brisket was doing something, but no luck on that. Oh, fuck. Sorry everybody. I just spilled coffee grounds all over my situation. Alright. There's that. Let's grab. I'm going to make 4 rungs of water. The coffee makers have little rungs that you can fill them up to. So I'm going to do 4. And so I like to do 1 sort of heaping tablespoon for each of those. Let me know. Fat Hunger says, I was just in New Orleans. Café du Monde has some good chicory coffee. That's great. That sounds good. Ladies Laid says, shit happens. Yeah, it sure does. It happens to me a lot. And there's a fucking fruit fly, man. My life sometimes really does feel like it's not that awesome. But, you know, we're alive and we have to keep on telling ourselves that that's the gift, really. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and put it in there. There's only one other step. I have to fill this carafe up with water. And again, I'm only going to go 4 rungs on the thing. Just give me a moment. Filling up the coffee now. Fucking fruit flies, man. It's so awful. Because you know what the worst part about it is, and anybody who's had these particular flies will tell you this. You kill one, and then there's another one in its place. It's not like there's a whole bunch of them that you kill once and they're done. You kill one, and then there's a whole bunch of them, or there's a new one, but so they come in succession. So one fills that one's place forever. It never ends. Oh wait, shit. No. Fuck. I have to push grind off because we're not using the grinder. Now this thing's... Hold on, everybody. We're gonna get through this. Grind off. Okay. That was pretty stressful. The Gym Dodger says, could you elaborate on where there is, Henry? I missed that instruction. I don't know. I don't even know what I was talking about. Kissa Hitari says, love what you've done with the kitchen. Thanks. This is actually green screen, which means that we're going to be changing it up here. Thanks, Dark Ages, for sending us that. And our other resident photographer, Lisi T, has sent us another pic from Montreal, Montreux, I think it is. Bonjour. Wow, what a beautiful city. Most aged comedians like myself will tell you that there was a show called the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, and I got to do it in 2008 and 2011, and it's just an absolutely incredible time. But it's a wonderful city. And then I started doing a place called the Comedy Nest. Hey, Lisi and Dark Ages, if you guys are in Montreal, you should go to one of the comedy clubs. There were 2 of them, Comedy Nest and the Comedy something else. Everyone Type Forson says, hey, Henry, have you ever heard of a coffee lovers app for like-minded individuals called Grindr? I'm not familiar with that, but you know what? There's an app for just about anything nowadays. Why not one that is for coffee lovers? So does it, if you put in your location, does it tell you where the nearest coffee place is? It's kind of a cute name, Grindr. Thank you very much, everyone Type Forson. And Kinichiro says, is Henry really small, or are those flowers that big? I think it's probably a combination of both. By the way, the peanut butter that we're using here has a top that seems to be a portal into another universe. Okay, Active Shooter Chan says, yes, you can find people by interest as well, like Black Arabica and etc. Okay, thank you, Active Shooter Chan. And Red Hot MILFs says, hello, Henry. New fan here. Hey, Red Hot MILFs, thanks for joining us. We're today going to be making some peanut butter and cornflake cookies. I have no idea how they're going to turn out, but I think that they're probably going to be pretty good. I mean, I don't really see any reason why they wouldn't. Guitar Joe says, can you check out Beanie's comment, Henry? Okay, Beanie had a comment. Okay, it means I just need to go back a ways, but let me see if I can find it. Beanie Bobini says, Henry, Nancy Drudels is driving home to Chicago after spending the weekend with me in Minneapolis. Wow, that sounds wonderful. I love that users are getting together and cavorting. Thanks for leading me to find such a good friend. Well, that's very nice to hear, Beanie Bobini. And Nancy Drudels is a good person, and so are you. So that's very cool. And Minneapolis and Chicago, you can't do much better than hanging out in either of those places. Boy, you're making me miss my youth. But I want to get back out there and travel some more. I'm in talks, and I want to just bring this up. I'm in talks with Bill Larkin about us doing a co-headlining show, maybe in the southwestern portion of the United States, maybe in Tucson, Arizona. I'd love to gauge interest on that. And what else here? I saw something about what? Anana Bren says Stanhope is in Minneapolis at the Acme tonight. Wow. Doug Stanhope is performing at the Minneapolis Acme Comedy Club. One of my favorite people and favorite comedians, and also somebody who pretty much, if it weren't for him, I would have never wound up choosing such a weird path. And I never thanked him for that. Or I think I have several times. But yeah, go see Doug Stanhope. As a matter of fact, Doug brought me to open for him at the Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis in about 2000, or maybe even probably 2000. And it was the beginning of a long friendship there with the people at the Acme. It's a great spot. Okay, everybody. Well, enough of my nostalgia here. The Jim Dodger says, could you elaborate on where... Oh, yeah, we already talked about that. Guitar Joe says, can you check out Beanie's comment? Yeah, we did that. Pudding LOL says, I wish I had a friend. Yeah, well, you have a friend here. Hey, if you're out there and if you're friendless, then join the show here and we can all be friends. Virtual friends, but sometimes real friends when we do meet and greets. Cheeky Pint says, I watched you supporting Stanhope in Stoke-on-Trent. I remember it well. A few years ago. Couldn't believe you were both there. Wow, thanks, Cheeky Pint. I remember Stoke-on-Trent. There were, correct me if I'm wrong, but were there little canals there and little boats that you could take? It was a very pastoral environment, and I think, did we do a church or something? I don't know. It's vague, but it was 13 years ago, 2012. We did 38 cities across the UK and had an incredible time. Yeah, Kate says it has a couple of canals. I love canals. Okay, let's go ahead and pour some of this chicory coffee here that Hammy X Hams gifted us. And let's enjoy. For tomorrow, we make something that might kill us. Or today. Oh, damn. That is so good. Hammy X Hams doesn't seem to be in the chat here, but I want to thank you so much for gifting us here at Henry's Kitchen. And by us, I mean pretty much just me, because Brisket here doesn't seem to care for coffee. And yeah, the Jim Dodger, that was really quite amazing. It was a lot of fun. Glad I got it in before I became too old to do stuff like that. Sorry. Cheeky Pint says, no, it was a theater in Hanley, but it was surprisingly empty given how big you both are. Well, it's not surprising to me. Great to see you live, nonetheless. Yeah, I still live. Oh, great to see you live. There's no way to know when someone's writing whether it says live or live. Thank you very much, Cheeky Pint. There are some canals, yes. I live in a narrow boat, actually. Wow, very cool. Illy says, did they just call you fat? I don't think so, and it wouldn't necessarily bother me particularly. It's happened before, but I don't know that I saw that. Boner of a Lonely Fart says Brent Weinbach and DJ Doug Pound are coming to Austin. You should hitch a ride and do a show. Oh, I love those guys too. I got to start doing more shows. I've just been in the kitchen for too long, I think. Parasitosis is Henry is getting off. Yeah, you're right. I'm getting way off topic here. Let's go ahead and let's find a picture and let's do a song. Let's find a nice, beautiful picture here. Here, Beelzebub sends us this one. Barbara Marquez. This was an amazing album. And it came out during a time when a lot of the music that you heard was very loud and trying to muscle your way into audiences, in front of audiences with gimmicks and like glam and everything. And then here comes this beautiful album that Barbara Marquez, who nobody had ever heard of, just suddenly just came out of nowhere. And it says here, I'm just looking it up. It won a lot of awards. In a retrospective review for All Music, Jason Arkeny called Barbara Marquez's album remarkably expressive and intimate record and a work of consummate craftsmanship. Praising Marquez's songwriting and performances, he concluded, in its time, it connected with listeners like few records before it, and it remains an illuminating experience decades later. And discussing its impact, she writes that the album remains timeless because its songs feel human, comforting, and they embrace reality. Wow, just look up Barbara Marquez and just look at all of the accolades. Won Album of the Year, Grammys for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Give Your Dick to Me, and that was the 14th Annual Grammy Awards. Billboard. Stayed on the Billboard charts for 313 weeks, second only to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, which was 724 weeks. Absolutely incredible. And the cultural impact of this album, a tribute to a very, very fine artist, a great songwriter, and just a beautiful soul. Thank you, Barbara Marquez. And let's go on to some other stuff here. I want to get a nice. Oh, here, Beanie Bobini sends us this picture. Let's use this. This seems to be. Is this a greenhouse? Beanie Bobini, let us know what's happening here. I think you said it was in St. Paul. Kinichiro says if they have Grammys, why don't they have Grampies? It's an excellent question. I don't know. Okay, we're going to put the Reverbus on. Oh, Beanie Bobini says Como Park Conservatory. I'm having all kinds of sinus issues. Check, 1, 2. This song might be appropriate, maybe, or this background might be appropriate. This is a beautiful song by the great Peter Gabriel from Genesis, and this is a song that was requested to us by Beanie Bobini. I remember it from the movie Say Anything, which was a romantic comedy, and like most romantic comedies, it had an iconic scene where John Cusack is holding the boombox up to the girl that he loves window, but she lives with her parents, so it's awkward. But they were so rich, I guess, that there were no neighbors that were complaining because they had a huge property there. But you can't do it in a small area like a condo, like where I live. People get upset. Godzilla 8939 says acoustics are fitting to the location. Yeah, for once, right? Boy, that coffee is good. That chicory coffee. Holy shit. Okay, thanks again, Hammy X Hams. All right, I'm going to try to do this song. I just heard it so much back in the 80s that I feel like I should be able to just play it, but I didn't really rehearse it, so we'll see how it goes. I get so lost sometimes. Days pass and this emptiness fills my heart. When I want to run away, I drive off in my car. But whichever which way I go, I come back to the place you are. And all my instincts, they return. The grand facade so soon will burn. Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside. Searches in your eyes. Oh, I see the light and the heat in your eyes. I wanna be that complete in your eyes. I wanna touch the light, the heat in your eyes. In your eyes. Chernoff the singer says, in your eyes. Yeah, by the way, this song's called In Your Eyes, if anybody was wondering. Okay, second verse coming up here. Love. I don't like to see so much pain, so much wasted, and this moment keeps slipping away. I get so tired, working hard for our survival, but I look to the time with you to keep me awake and alive. All my instincts, they return, and the grand facade so soon will burn. Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside. In your eyes, the light, the heat, your eyes. Yeah, I am complete in your eyes. I see the doorway to 1,000 churches, the resolution of all the fruitless searches. Oh, I wanna touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes, in your eyes. Yeah, you better be good to me. Okay, sorry. Definitely not Peter Gabriel right there, but it was something. It was definitely a lot of the chords and some of the same lyrics. Stephanie says, I recently learned Peter Gabriel had a reverse mohawk in the 70s. Yeah, I saw that on YouTube. Wow. Talk about just getting yourself cleaned up and looking better, and then you're making millions of dollars on MTV. It's just so simple. Hopefully Equinox says, hello, Henry. So I used your book to cook for my wife. We then watched your special. Sadly though, I'm assuming that's a typo, it did not reignite the spark between. I'm very sorry to hear that, hopeful Equinox, but I hope you'll continue to be hopeful. I'm going to turn off that AC. take another look at our temporary mascot here, Brisket. Pretty tuckered out. Corinne Opinion says, I want to put some flies on your eyes. Yeah, however you express love and affection. All right, thank you, Beanie Bobini, for that trip down memory lane. Okay, let's go ahead and do another song here. Let's go through some of our pictures, though. We've got pictures from Maui Girl 45. Wow, what a beautiful picture this is. That is very nice. Maui Girl wakes up every morning and sees this kind of shit. It's absolutely incredible to me. Corinne Opinion says, I need to get your cookbook too eventually. I'm eating a bit too well. Too much luxury. Yeah, I hear you. Chromothripsis says, in your eyes, I want to be a sledgehammer. That's nice. You're combining two of his songs. Computer, what does chromothripsis mean?
From ResearchGate.net. Chromothripsis presented the hallmarks of chromosome instability, i.e., TP53 alteration, 5q deletion, higher mean of copy number alteration, CNA, complex karyotype, alterations in DNA repair and cell cycle, and focal deletions on chromosomes 4, 7, 12, 16, and 17.
Okay, so focal deletions is the only word I heard there. We have a picture here. This one comes to us from Pisces, baby, but it appears to be just a black screen. What's happening there? We've had a couple of these. Computer, explain these words. Cool. Roach Swallower says cool. Yeah, I don't mind a black screen every now and then. Philomer says Ocean Man by Ween. Yeah, we know it, and we've actually done it a few times. I'll do just a little bit of it. Ocean Man, and I don't remember the fucking words. Ocean Man, something about a something in the sand. I don't remember the lyrics though, but it's a fun one. Oh, here we go. Everyone type force and just gave us the lyrics. Ocean Man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean Man, the voyage to the center of the globe is a real trip. Ocean Man, the crust of a tan man imbibed by the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Thanks, everyone type Forsen for that. Godzilla 8939 says, imminent darkness that awaits us all. Guess that user already lives in it. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, everybody. Van Honkerton says, hey, Henry, I have a leftover glass of water. Do you think I could use it to water the plants? Absolutely. That's probably one of the best things that you can do with it. Calicus says, I wonder when it will be summer enough for the Summer by Josh Pike. Yeah, we got to do that. As tempting... Oh, there's something behind me here. Oh, I'm sorry. I was covering it up with my back, or my front. This is this a picture of the Earth from the moon? Or from one of those types of spacecraft? Calicus says, I wonder when it will be... Okay, yeah, so the summer, we're going to be doing that... Computer, when does the summer start?
In the United States, summer begins on Sunday, June 21st.
Sunday, June 21st. Okay, so that's when we'll do it. And computer, what is the current date?
It's Wednesday, June 3rd.
Okay, so we've got... Computer, what is 21 minus 3?
21 minus 3 is 18.
Okay, so we have 18 days roughly. But as tempting as it is sometimes to do these songs when they're not seasonal, we really got to stick. We have to have some rules here. There just have to be some rules. Calicus says, summer's here already. I'll be over in a few weeks. Oh, it will be over. Oh, for you. Computer, what season is it right now in Finland?
In Finland, it is spring. Spring lasts from March 20th, 2026 until June 21st, 2026.
Wait, so does that mean spring and the summer are the same thing there? I don't know. I'm very confused. No, Calicus says it's summer. Computer, Calicus says you're incorrect.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, well, all right, that's enough of that. June is called summer month in Finnish. Well, we'll definitely be doing The Summer by Josh Pike in June for sure. We'll probably do it the first day of summer. Okay. Let's go ahead and do another song. Black Hole Wizard. Oh, beautiful. This is for our patriots out there. This is a picture of our beloved Statue of Liberty. This was gifted to America by the French. And it apparently is much smaller in real life than we usually see in photographs and such. But I'm really glad that you got to see this little bit of our history, Black Hole Wizard. It looks very cool. It's Kate X says it looks like it got towed. I think that what they did was they broke it up into all these small parts and shipped it over and then rebuilt it. This must be Ellis Island, which I believe is where it's located in New York City. But it's very, very nice. Look at all the splendor and the beauty of that. Philomer says she just wanted to top up her ice cream. Oh, is that the story behind that? Because I always wondered. Okay. What else do we've got here? Oh, this one. Wow. Irresistible. Millie the pug. This is Pug Lady's dog, Millie. What a beautiful pup. Thanks for sending us this, Pug Lady. Roach Swallower says, cool that she has some cornflakes by her feet to eat. Yeah, she really does, huh? Oh, no, this is in real life. Do you want some cornflakes there, Millie? Very cool. Well, I don't want to block Millie. We do have to find a picture for our background. How about, why don't we use... Liberdaria sends us this historic picture of Frank Zappa on the show Make Me Laugh, famously not laughing at Gallagher. That's tough to do, and you got to give it up for Gallagher to do everything he possibly could to try to get a laugh out of Frank Zappa. But it really is a combination of two very different people. Although in some ways kind of similar. I don't know. I never really thought about it. But I don't know that Gallagher would have laughed at Zappa either. Ladies Laid says it was in church too. Cornflakes all around. Oh man. Corinne Opinion says, is that a tattoo on his stomach or body hair cut into a specific shape? I don't know. I don't want to know. Let's move on. But thanks, Liberdaria. That's a hilarious and historical picture that you sent us there. Chernot, the singer. Oh, I always say Chernot. It's Cher, not the singer. Let's do this. Let's do this as a background for the next. This is Isla P. Catbutts gave us this request for a song by Seal called Kiss from a Rose. This was, I believe, in the 90s, early 90s, and it was part of the Batman soundtrack, if I'm remembering correctly. Seal was an amazing performer. Computer, is Seal still making music?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I guess not. Boy, it's too bad. But he sure made music in the 90s, and it was good music. You might remember the first hit, "We're Never Gonna Survive Unless We Get a Little Crazy." And the people of America heard that message, and they said, "We will go above and beyond." Okay, everyone type Forson says Seal works full-time at SeaWorld now. Oh, I didn't know that. Capacious T says, didn't Gallagher have a twin who stole his shit? Yeah, there's some whole lore there. Sure Not the Singer says, I'll show you crazy. Yeah. Yeah, we always do things in extremes. Pancake King says, I think he played at the casino here. Wow, that's cool. What casino? At Yamava, or what's the one in Temecula? All right, let's go ahead and do this. This is a 3/4. This is going to be difficult. This is not an easy song to just sort of sing around the campfire or in the kitchen for that matter, but we're going to try it because I stopped caring what people think. I know there's musicians out there that are probably like, you know, Henry kind of sucks at doing cover songs, and it's true. He played at Yamava. Oh, wow, that's cool. All right, here we go. Oh. Dubba-da. Wait, dubba-duboo, doo-boo. Wait. Dubba-doo-be-doo-doo-boo-doo-doo. Dooby-doo-be-doo-doo-boo-doo-doo. Does that sound right? Dooby-doo, dooby-doo, dooby-doo-doo-boo-boo-boo. I gotta find a different chord, guys. They're a different key. I'm so sorry. Oh wait, that's too low now. There used to be a graying tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains a drug that's the high, not the pill. But did you know when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Get of the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. Dooby-doo. I don't know. It's all about trying to pick the key, and this key really stinks for this. I'm gonna try it again in the original key that I had it in. There's so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. You remain my power, my pleasure, my pain, baby. To me you're like a growing addiction that I can't deny. Won't you tell me that it's healthy, baby? This is terrible. Wow, I am doing so poorly right now, and I'm acknowledging it and I'm owning it. And yet I'm still doing it anyway. But did you know when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, the light hits the gloom on the grave. But a booby-doo-doo-boo. fucking bridge, man. I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. Okay, I'm just gonna say the lyrics because I don't know how the melody goes. I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. Yes, kissed by a rose on the grave. Oh, I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. I didn't realize it was just saying the same thing over and over. There is so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. You remain my power, my pleasure, my pain. To me, you're like a growing addiction that I can't deny. Won't you tell me that it's healthy, baby? That lyric is weird. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get, the stranger it feels, yeah. And now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. Okay, we kind of found it toward the end there. I think I was a little timid about singing out loud because sometimes when I hit the wrong notes, my neighbors come over and knock just to make sure that everything's okay. They're very nice people. They're not complaining. They just want to make sure I don't need help. Calicus says, better than the original. Wow, thanks, Calicus. I don't know about that, but I'll take the compliment. Godzilla8939 says, careful, there is some reed near you. Don't fall in the swamp. Well, fortunately, this is just a green screen technology, so I think we're going to be okay. Philomer says, Henry put Seal out of business for good. Wow. I think he was doing that already by himself. Guitar Joe says, Henry, how does it feel to have a big heterosexual fan base? Who's the big heterosexual? Corinne Pinion says, to make sure their neighbor isn't cuckoo. Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. What do we got here now? We've got some more... Purple Donut Filling is Fruit has just subscribed at the tier 3 level and says, holy shit, 4 years. Amazing. Thank you so much, Purple Donut Filling is Fruit. Thanks for your long-time tier 3 subscription. And Iron Punches is a new Prime subscriber. Thanks, Iron Punches and Lady Dina and Ladies Laid for cheering those bits. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate it. Okay, everybody, let's put the guitar away for now. We do have work to do. I have to blow my nose again. I think we have gone through all of the pictures. Let me just make sure. Oh, there's one more picture, and this one comes to us from wonderful It's Kate. It's the background for a very memorable night for me about 10 years ago when I performed with a lot of my friends and a piano and a guitar and a wonderful audience. Neither Here Nor There is my comedy special, and if you want, you can see the whole thing right there on YouTube for free. It's there's a link right there in the chat. Check out Henry's comedy special, Neither Here Nor There. It's on YouTube. And Inherent Skeleton says, for free in this economy? Yeah, that's the way they do it now. Wow, Cher Not the Singer says it's so hilarious. Thank you so much, Cher Not the Singer. That's very nice of you. I hope people enjoy it. I had a lot of fun making it. And I think it's time now for us to do that thing that we do. Wow, thanks so much for the kind words, everybody. It really does feel good. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit says, Henry, I think your new YouTube video, which I put out today, a new Henry's Kitchen, did a great job of depressing everyone that watched it. Yeah, I want to make it clear this was about the Great Depression, so it was already going in. It was going to be something kind of depressing. But I think somehow the idea of potato candy made it an even more depressing situation than it was supposed to be to begin with. But this is not going to be depressing. We're going to be making my grandma's cookies that she learned how to make during her years serving time for white-collar crime in the federal joint. Corinne Pinion says we should start a new era of the incredible depression. Yeah, way better than the Great Depression. Okay. Let's go, guys. Here we go. Corn flakes here. Grandma's cornflake peanut butter cookies. I found a thing on All Recipes that's very similar, so let's just do it. What's good about this recipe? Well, it says here, these peanut butter cornflakes cookies are so simple, your kids can help them make them. Okay? So I'm not expecting... Oh, thank you, Duza. We have a problem here. Check. We had left the reverbus on. Okay. So these are very simple, so they say. We've had times when they say this is so simple, a complete half-wit could do it and still make them taste really good. And then for whatever reason, I can't seem to get it right. So we're going to take that with a grain of salt. No pun intended. Several reviewers describe nostalgic memories of eating similar cookies with their ex-con grandmas during their childhood. Okay, great, an easy recipe. They're so good I can't stop eating them, raves All Recipes member FunMom2442. Okay, so there's a lot of good reviews for this. I wonder if we can reach out to FunMom2442 and just, get a conversation started about these cookies. So what are we going to need for this? Well, we're going to need 1 cup of white sugar, and I'll probably be doing some division here. I don't need to make the whole thing. We've got some corn flakes. This is the star of our show, the proverbial star of the show. We have some peanut butter. This is that peanut butter that was gifted to me by, I believe it was Cat Food Taste Tester, who gave us the peanut butter and the Florschmellow Chart or whatever that stuff was for Fluffernutters. I don't remember, but I think it might have been that, or Gummy Candy. Please let me know. It was somebody from New England. And we also want some butter for this. And it says light corn syrup, but I don't think we need that because I think the peanut butter is going to act as a binder. Computer, what can I replace corn syrup with?
You can substitute 1 cup of corn syrup with 1 cup of granulated sugar.
We'll just put more sugar then. Okay. Computer, why do people use corn syrup?
Both light and dark corn syrup are commonly used in preparing a variety of candies and desserts.
Yeah. Okay, Puglady 2600 says Sharf Mellow Fart. Yeah, I always mess up the pronunciation of that stuff. Franz Schubert says, I'm pretty sure there's corn syrup in the cornflakes. Oh, perfect. I think we're going to be fine. Let's just go ahead and start doing it. Step 1, we're going to gather ye ingredients while ye may. We just did that part. Step 2, we're going to bring our sugar and our corn syrup to a boil. Well, we don't have corn syrup, so we're not doing that. We're going to stir in peanut butter until combined and then remove from the heat. Okay. I always forget about that. Let's go ahead and get one last shot of brisket. And we're going to borrow the brisket cam to use as an overhead. Something like that. Let's see how that looks. That's not it. Okay, come on. There we go. This is probably better. Okay. So, we're going to start putting ingredients in that thing. We're going to stir our peanut butter. Of peanut butter, we need half a cup, okay? But I think we could probably get away with a quarter of a cup. This is that organic type peanut butter. Oh boy, it looks like there's not a whole lot left there. So it's going to be one of those things where we do the best that we can. To try to get it out of there. Peanut butter can be a real pain in the ass. Oh boy. Uh-oh. I think I have more peanut butter. Like literally, I'm going to check for a second here. I just know I have more peanut butter somewhere. Sorry, everybody. It just doesn't make sense to me that I don't have more. Did I put it in the fridge? Oh. Sometimes I put the peanut butter in the fridge. It's not supposed to go in there. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing here. Now we've got plenty of peanut butter. This is going to work. So we're going to use a quarter of a cup and we're going to half all of our ingredients. Okay, now let's go over to our situation here. Can't get that part out. Peanut butter is impossible to work with. Okay. All right, we're gonna let that heat up a little bit. We want, I know you guys have questions, I'm gonna get them. Pudding LOL says, it says smooth peanut butter, but it's never smooth to work with. No, yeah, it's actually very difficult. All right, peanut butter. Bring sugar, corn syrup to a boil. We're not using. Is this corn syrup thing gonna fuck us? I hope not. Stir in butter and peanut butter. Oh, and then we want the butter. How much butter? We want 2 tablespoons of butter, so we're just gonna use 1 tablespoon. And I don't know if you guys knew that, and I just found this out, there's these tablespoon markings already on the packaging. So I think I might just put all the butter in there. And then that'll be sort of a way that we make up for not having as much corn syrup. And we also want sugar. So of sugar we want, and we're going to do half a cup, so we want 1/4 cup of sugar. But now we've sort of tainted our cup situation already now with peanut butter, and I don't want it to stick, so you know, it couldn't have been easy. Couldn't have been just a simple thing that we're doing. It even says this is for kids. That's a joke. There's no kids out there that are intellectually adept enough to be able to handle all the kind of minutia that we're navigating through. Okay, so this is 1/4 cup of sugar that we're going to put in there. This is the white sugar. You can use the brown. Okay. Let's get a stirrer. I'm going to turn down the heat. Something smells off. Smells a little like burned peanut butter, but that's probably what you would expect. I've never put peanut butter in a saucepan like this. I don't know why. But, you know, I guess I see where they're going with this. It's going to harden when it gets to room temperature, but that's actually going to be a good thing for us. The creamy peanut butter is doing fine. It's that organic stuff that I put in there that's not really behaving. It's kind of lumpy. Okay. So, what do we have next here? We're going to place our cornflakes into a large bowl. I've got a work bowl here. How many cornflakes here? We want 3 cups, so we want 1.5 cups cornflakes. Cornflakes are really going to be kind of the star of the show. So we want to err on the side of putting too much. So I'll do 1 cup there. And I'm just going to guesstimate what a half a cup looks like. Okay. Now we're going to pour that peanut butter mixture over the top, and we're going to mix it until everything is nice and coated. All right, so let's go over to our other situation there. And I'm going to put the camera back on brisket. Okay. If this works, I think I'm going to be surprised. So pour peanut butter mixture over the top and mix until the corn flakes are well coated. So a little messy. See, most of the peanut butter didn't come out there, so we're going to have to help it along, I guess. This is one of those things that my grandma taught me, where if you have a corner like this where it's hard to get stuff, you can roll a ball of flour around there. But we're not working with flour, we're working with corn flakes, which is going to be a little bit different. Got a little mess here. What stinks? Something does not smell good. And is it burned sugar? Burned peanut butter? Something burned. But I assume that's all going to work out, sort of. I'm hoping this isn't the paper towel I used to blow my nose. Okay. Let's stir this up until every flake is completely coated in the peanut butter mixture. Okay. I can't believe that it's burned. I thought I put it on low. I don't understand that. Maybe it's not burned. That's just the way it's supposed to be flavored. Corinne Opinion says, this seems like something I'd make if I was trying to save money. Well, times are tough nowadays. I think it probably would have been better if I didn't boil the peanut butter. But what do I know? Okay. Wait, are we not baking this? Okay, no, we don't bake this. Okay, so interesting. I'm going to, I guess, get a wax paper lined baking sheet. I'm happy that we're not baking anything. Computer, what's the difference between wax paper and baking paper?
Wax paper and baking paper both protect food, but baking paper, also called silicone-lined paper, can handle high oven temperatures, while wax paper can melt. Use baking paper for cooking and baking, and wax paper for storing or wrapping food at room temperature.
Ah, okay, I wish I knew that earlier. Okay, drop 1 tablespoon scoops of the mixture onto a waxed paper-lined baking sheet. Flatten if desired, then allow to cool. So 1 tablespoon. That's pretty small. I guess the idea is that when it comes down to room temperature, it's going to sort of act as a binder. It's funny because we're sort of taking the word of whoever this grandma is that made this recipe on allrecipes.com. It could be just some absolutely batshit crazy lady. But ours is not to... Ours is but to do or die and not to reason why. Okay, and so then let's flatten these. Get them so that when it does coagulate, it'll have time to sort of bind all of the particles together in one monolithic sort of a formation, if you will. Okay, I think we're just about ready there. Now, does it say to refrigerate these? I don't know. Goat Sheed says, but to do is what happens in the bathroom usually. But do. Yeah. Goat Sheed says, but to do. Oh, yeah, we read that. Soul Crusher says, it's full of peanut. Guitar Joe says, eat it now. Baking will divert the peepus. Parasitosis, Henry, what is the word of the day? The word of the day. I would say coagulate. We're hoping for a coagulation of epic proportions. Okay, so allow to cool. So it's not saying put it in the fridge. I don't really have room in the fridge, so that's good news to me. So I think I'm just going to put them over there, but I hope I don't attract any of the buggies that we've been having here at Henry's Kitchen. I'm not going to do a full cleanup, but a computer set timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes, starting now.
But we did have, I do want to put this stuff You want to run water over this because if you don't, it's going to get sticky and then it's impossible to clean. All right. Well, there you have it. Let me check in with our alerts. AceTech09 has subscribed. Thank you very much, AceTech09, and says, love the special. Thanks. Thanks, AceTech. That's really cool to hear. I really appreciate that. And Timmy Buble4422 rated us. Thank you very much, Timmy Buble4422, for rating us with your audience and sharing your audience with us. Very kind of you. And PugLady2600, thanks so much for the subscription. And Purple Donut Filling His Fruit, Tier 3 for 4 years. Amazing. Corinne Upinion says, it's 100% not possible. Don't even attempt it. Talking about doing what, though? All right. This, we got to put all this stuff away. I can see that it's starting to set there, which is kind of cool. Sarho HD says, I actually eat it frozen since that tends to cause a lower insulin response. Oh, very cool. All right, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the thank you song now because it won't really be appropriate to do after we eat whatever this is that we're about to eat. And I want to make sure that I can do it while I'm still healthy. So let's grab the guitar. Well, we here at Henry's Kitchen know more than just about anybody, not only about cooking, but about the fact that there's no way that you can do something by yourself. You need help. You need a partner. It takes a village, whatever cliche that you want to use. Radmite says, man, cooking really sucks. Thanks for biting the bullet and doing it for us, Henry. Thanks, Radmite. I appreciate the acknowledgement there. But it does take a village, and I want to do a song that is just my feeble attempt to give some thanks to the people that contribute. I'm not just talking about the moderators, but definitely the moderators, but also the folks that run the Discord and the technical advisors, the big name streamers that have shared their audience with us, the tier 3 subscribers, the general people that chime in. I try as hard as I can to include a lot of people, but there's no way I'd be able to include everybody, or else the whole stream would just be this song. So I'm going to go ahead and do this song. We're going to do it to the tune of Jose Suicidio's Help Me. And it's a thank you to the users. Fucking Dingo Bob Dom Beef Hot Bear 1110 Do Dingle Dog Goggle Dr. Flanges in Bacchus Shane Yes BLSB Mochi's Nirvana It's Kate Kairosa Bumble Vision and the LG Hex Chef Reactions Husky Boyle Bill Larkin Music in the Toilet Nim Moon Emaru Orca Mine S-Fan Bonnie Dazzle Cap Blurry Little Quest Boris and Vanilla Parasitosis Don't forget Quanto and Beanie Bobini Emery 225 Yorkasm Nico Tazo Michael Bublé 4422 Pat Potato Cap Raider Passion Airman Hoshin 64 Midnight Faded JSBX Fan SCD Tis Pool Boys 789 D's Nuts, Game Master Flash, Mimsy Coon, the Cat Food Taste Tester, the Churnex, Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi, Ransom GR, SD Tis, Michelle Heffy, BK69, Rose Dower 007, Royal Flush 9, Dazzle Cats, Oddbane, Toke My Nuts. Saguaro Lubrito 5555 Dinosaur I Slap Cat Butts JV's Text Sickly Boy Beelzebub Handlips 1 Caitlin's Kitchen Lacey T Purple Donut Philly's Fruit Tankard and Borsum Vin Zodiac Tone Gary Busey ASMR Alert Bowl Shandis Nova Glarian Mr. Gooseberry VT and don't forget Beanie Bobini and Quanto. Thank you, the users of Henry's Kitchen, and always remember that it's never too late to start using, or to stop, I guess. It's never too late really for anything. I guess it is at some point, but thanks, Churnout the Singer. Sorrow HD, thank you very much. And Royal Flush 9 says, I love the song, the thank you song. Thanks, Royal Flush 9. I'm happy to hear that because I'm always a little insecure that if somebody just chimes in right at that moment to start watching, they're going to be like, what the fuck is happening here? But in context, it makes a hell of a lot of sense. Well, I was talking to some of the users about maybe getting into a little bit more gaming. Gaming is something that you want to do in addition to playing music while you're waiting for things like baking or setting in this case. You definitely have a lot of time to kill. So we're going to start getting into more games. I'm talking to Parasitosis about how we can start getting more games in our library here and which games to do. Soul Crusher wants me to play Minecraft. I've played it a little bit on my phone. I really suck at it. But Carino Opinion says, did you ever own a gaming console? Yes, I did. The one that I owned was called Atari 2600. So maybe we'll go ahead and open up our Atari game right now. And that'll be sort of something that we do. So here, I'm gonna, how do I do this? Well, I guess I gotta open Steam first. I haven't done this in so long. The computer stopped suggesting it for me. Yeah, I've got a Pac-Man game. Beanie Bobini says, waiting for the cornflakes to coagulate with D's Nuts butter. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing, and we're just having a lazy afternoon. Waiting for the cornflakes to coagulate. Soul Crusher says, chicken butt. Gumme Kende says, I had one as a kid. Atari was pretty cool. Yeah, it sure was. What the fuck? The Luge. The Luge just donated $20. That's amazing. Thank you very much. And there's a couple other ones here. The Luge says, thanks for the lesson and the tunes today, Henry. Tell Jose Suicidio I've been listening to the new album constantly. Wow, that's great to hear. Hey, is that the famous Highwayman on the cover? Cheers, Henry. It was a Highwayman posing as Jose Suicidio, because Jose Suicidio is very difficult to get to do a photo set. Okay. Has Brisket moved out? No. Brisket is still with us here. Brisket is definitely just hanging. Okay. We're just waiting for the game situation to start. Hey, Radmite, I want to thank you again for 26 months of subscription. That's absolutely incredible. I really appreciate that. And there's a message here from Radmite. It says, appreciate the stream, Horace. It's actually Henry. Hopefully next time the recipe is better. Yeah, I hope so too. Might be best to avoid these scamming grandmas next time. Yeah, the internet is a dangerous place. Carino Opinion says, Henry, did you play Pitfall on Atari? Oh, I sure did. Yeah, that one. Boy, my friend Danny and I played that till the wee hours. That was really fun. A lot of memories here. Okay, so let's go to Steam. I'm going to go to my library. Make sure it's not downloading shit, because it always wants to download stuff. We'll pause that. And then we want to go to our Atari situation. I'll put it on the desktop audio. I don't know what the difference is between GL and whatever. Okay. Oh boy. Something exciting is happening. There we go. Atari 50. Okay, is this working from a technical standpoint? Yep, It's Kate says yes it is. Okay, great. All right, well, let's see if we can do this. I'm gonna play, let's go to the game library. The one that I always played at the arcade was Asteroids. How do you select it? Oh. Boy, if I'm having a hard time figuring out how to select it, then the gaming is going to be pretty difficult. The reverb in that kitchen is Nashville quality. Thanks, Sociopathogen. Oh, you're absolutely right. I've got frickin' reverb I had left on. Sorry about that. Okay. How do I play the game? All right. This game was extremely difficult. Here we go. Push start. Wait a second. I got to figure out the controls here, guys. Forward thrust, hyperspace. Where's fire? I don't. Okay, there's going to be a learning curve here. You know, in the past we used a joystick. That's what I probably should be doing. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're going to get this. Game over. I'm not that bad. I'm not good at it, but yeah, spacebar. Okay. We're going to get this. I should have been using the joystick. Yeah, this is confusing. Okay, we're gonna have to get the joystick. But then I remember having an issue with it, so... Alright, here we go. Sorry, everybody. This is gonna get way better. Computer, how much time left?
You have 10 minutes left on your 25-minute timer.
Okay, we're gonna get used to it. I'm glad... Whoa. That was a close call. Oh, you know what it is? It's reversed. That's the problem, guys. How do we fix that? It's literally reversed. If I go left, it goes right. And vice versa. Does somebody know the fix for that? The reverse is on. Yeah, it definitely is. How do you fix that? That's going to drive me batshit nuts. Turn your keyboard upside down. Okay, I guess I could do that. It seems like I shouldn't have to do that. A lobotomy? Oh no. I guess this is hard mode. Somehow or another I'm surviving. Is there a control settings when you pause? I don't know how to pause. Oh, there we go. Controls. It looks like it's right. No? Remap? No, I didn't want to do that. Here, I'll reset to default. This is annoying. Maybe we'll try a different game. I mean, I just don't get it. Ladies Late says, I wonder how he would do playing Among Us. Yeah, probably not well. I can't even reset the defaults because it looks like that's a forward slash and all I have is a backslash or vice versa. Does anybody know where the slash is? Above enter. Oh, you're absolutely right. There we go. Okay. I just did defaults, so let's see if that does anything. Okay. Oh, I came right in on a freaking small ship. Oh, it's working now. Okay, we're in good shape. These things are those things are so difficult. Okay, boy, we've had a lot of tough times here. There we go. Okay, those things are worth 1,000 points. So what I used to do is sit here and hang with one rock. But the bullets aren't going far enough to get that thing. These controls are very difficult. Oh no, now I have 2 rocks. Oh, why did it kill me? All right, we're going to try it. Now that we got it going, we're going to do it one more time. Push start. There's no start. Okay, here we go. What's cool is that if the spaceship, it's like so difficult. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm going to stop this. This is probably more frustrating than cooking. The controls on the original arcade game were much more navigable. All right. Okay, we've got one. Now we're going to wait for the little guy to come. Die! I can't believe how I'm just missing him. It feels like it's rigged. There we go. Got one. Okay, now we're in business. We're going to do this. Yeah, we need bigger bullets. Uh-oh. It put me right in front of him. Okay, Pancake King says, Henry, I feel like I should be standing behind you, sipping my large Coke from Del Taco. Yeah, exactly, right? I remember doing that game in Alhambra, California. And by the way, that was terrible. I'm going to have to... Usually we were using the game controller and it was a little easier, but it wasn't that much better. Computer, how much time left?
You have 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on your 25-minute timer.
All right, everybody. I've gotten to that point where I've had too much coffee and my stomach is starting to hurt. So I think it's time for us to just go ahead and see what we have to work with here. I don't think there's really anything about this that should taste bad because, well, I mean, for one, we used only peanut butter and cornflakes. Those are both products. We also did burn the peanut butter a little bit, which I don't know why it wanted us to do that. But let's just grab one of these, I guess. It's not... You got to be kidding me. It never turned into a cookie. I don't know why it didn't turn into a cookie. We did the directions pretty close to exact. We didn't use corn syrup. Maybe what I'm going to do... This feels a little bit like cheating. I think I'm going to put these in a bowl. Right? Almost seems like putting some milk in there wouldn't be a bad idea. All right, let's see how this goes. What do you think, brisket? Pretty good. Ladies Laid says Alien is my eldest brother's favorite movie. Oh yeah, that was a good one. He finds it really scary and I don't get it. To scare me, he said, imagine that there's an alien inside your spaceship expecting me to get scared. I mean, I'll definitely think about it next time I'm in a spaceship. I know what you mean. You're bringing up a very interesting point. And by the way, this is pretty good. It's got a lot of sugar and a lot of butter in it, so I don't think it's healthy, but it's tasty. And I'll probably eat a little bit of it. But I want to talk about that with Alien. It didn't really feel like a horror movie to me because it wasn't really a situation where we could all feel like it happens in our own house. So you bring up a good point. That being said, it had some horror movie type scares in it. And, okay, I'm going to have like 2 more bites here. Yeah. What we made is cereal, but we put a cup of sugar and butter into our cereal and peanut butter. So if you did that every morning for your breakfast, you'd be dead by the time you're 30. But it's pretty good. Corinne Opinion says, would you say this peanut butter thing is Henry's bitchin'? Yeah, I think you probably could say that. Let's see how it goes with coffee. Very nice. Thanks again to Hammy X Hams for sending that amazing coffee with chicory. It's so good. Computer, stop. Computer doesn't know we already gave up on the recipe. I would say that this one comes in as a it's fine recipe. Definitely not fucking delicious. It tastes pretty good, except we have to do some kind of demarcation for the fact that it wasn't cookies. It's basically came out to be a bowl of cereal with tons of sugar and butter in it. And I really need to stop eating it. Computer, what's the worst thing that can happen if you have too much butter and sugar?
Too much butter and sugar can lead to weight gain and increased cholesterol levels. It's best to enjoy these in moderation and balance them with a healthy diet for overall well-being.
Okay. I don't like the lumpy peanut butter. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We did some mediocre cover tunes. We did some pretty bad video game playing, and we made some weird shit. But we also have a dog that did something cute at one point, but then just went back to sleep. So I hope this was an entertaining 2 hours for everybody. I'll see you at noon Pacific on Sunday. Thank you, It's Kate. Thanks, everybody. Hey, check out the new Henry's Kitchen YouTube video that just dropped this morning. It's how to make depression potato candy. It's a real recipe from the Depression era. And also check out the comedy special on the Blonde Medicine channel. It's called Neither Here Nor There, and it's on YouTube. You can watch it for free. And it's a full 1 hour special. Thanks, Godzilla. Thanks for the stream. Thank you very much. Ghost in a Gutter. Thank you, Henry and Brisket. Gonna watch the video when I get home from work today. Awesome. That's cool. Pancake King says it's a tough game. Yeah, no, Asteroids. Well, and also the controls weren't really correct on there. Bielsby says, bye, Henry. Bye, Brisket and the users. Guitar Joe says, don't slam it too hard. Hey, you too, Guitar Joe. The Chunks, thanks for the stream. Thank you. And Pug Lady, Tucson coming soon. Yeah, we're going to try to put that together. Maui Girl, thank you very much for the pictures and everything. Thanks, Beanie Bobini, Sergeant White Pepper. It's Kate X says, we'll post a review of the Jose Suicidio vinyl in the Discord if it arrives. Excited for everyone to get theirs. Yeah. Thanks, It's Kate. Just very appreciative that you got a vinyl. I hope mine comes eventually. It does take several months and also costs hundreds of dollars. But if you own one, you're part of a very small elite group of people. Gang and Rad 7438 says, thanks for having us. Thank you. It's Kate X says, a few other users have had theirs shipped as well. That's awesome to hear. All right, everybody. Well, thanks. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see you Sunday at 12 noon Pacific time.